Hello, welcome to Feral Swim Tech. My name is The Feral, and this is the online show that I do where I help people get faster in swimming. I am the officially unofficial swim stroke technique coach for Team Zoot, and I have been a personal private stroke technique coach for over 5 years. I have had a swim career of over 15 years in the pool, culminated in All-American honors in high school, and also swam for Brigham Young University for 4 years, where I wound up near the top 100 in the NCAA Division I in both the 100 and 200 backstrokes. Currently, I race with Team Zoot's affiliate team, and currently in swimming, I can go about a 120 per 100 if I actually work out on a consistent basis, but any day I can go to an open water and swim 130s per 100 with my eyes closed. So, with that in mind, I saw a video from Rikke on the Pathetic Triathletes group, and I decided to use her video and kind of give her pointers on what she's doing, and hopefully these pointers will also help you get faster in swimming. So remember, this is a free service that I do. I do not ask for payment. However, I do accept donations. And if you like what you see, please direct message me, and I would love to give you my Venmo link so you can donate whatever you would like. All donations for the Feral Swim Tech go towards my personal triathlon fund and milkshakes for my daughters. Del Taco milkshakes are absolutely delicious. I don't know if you people know this. I know Del Taco does not sponsor this stream, but if you want to, call me. Their horchata chocolate milkshake is Oreo horchata milkshake is absolutely to die for. If you have the chance, I highly recommend picking it up. So anyway, on with the show. So Rikke says that she is a very slow swimmer and she wants to know how to get faster. So what I like to do first is I like to show the video that she has posted on the public Pathetic Triathletes Facebook group and kind of do a little bit of a lightning round to kind of set the stage for the comments that I will talk about. Also, remember, email. Got any questions on swimming? Please shoot me an email. More than welcome to answer any questions that you might have. If you would like me to review your stroke technique, you're more than welcome to shoot me some video footage. Just send me an email. We'll get it coordinated. Like I say, all of these I do for donations. If you live in the Los Angeles County area of Southern California and you would like to have a in-person stroke technique session, also send me an email. We can get something set up. I'll tell you my rates and how far I can travel, so on and so forth. So let's, without further ado, let's watch Rikke swim a 25 of freestyle. So there's two major items that I see right off the bat. Number one, I see what is called the wiggle kick. Wiggle kick is where you move your legs a lot and you don't really kick a lot just because you are not properly pushing water with your legs. Major problem is the wiggle kick saps a lot of your oxygen very quickly. Your legs are larger than your arms, therefore require more oxygen in order to move. Also, there is a lot of dead spots within the stroke. Where her hands are kind of hesitating and taking a break at the back side of it. It's okay to hesitate at the front, but not okay at the back. I'll explain why later. Her overall stroke technique is actually really good. There's a lot of good things that I see here. I think her right arm is doing an absolute straight arm pull. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what she's doing is what I am believing to now call the hamster wheel theory as opposed to the treadmill theory, where her arms are moving, but just because there's no real strength behind the pull, she's not moving a lot of water. So there she is. She is done with her 25. So let's talk about a couple global terms before we get into some of the more nitty-gritty issues. In swimming, what we want to do is we want to take water in front of us and push it directly behind us. You know, it all has to do with the vectors. I must apologize. I am a civil engineering major. I have a master's degree in civil engineering. I'm a structural emphasis. Vectors are kind of my bag, baby. So when we talk about swimming, we want to move forward, okay? Now, what is forward? Forward is defined as moving towards your goal. Backwards is directly behind you, which is the opposite direction towards your goal. So in order to move towards our goal, we want to be able to progress forward. In order to move forward, we take water that's in front of us and we push it backwards. That is how we do it. Now, we do it with our arms by grabbing water. This is called the catch. We catch the water. We grab that water with the entirety of our arm. Our arm actually pulls all the way up until just above the bicep. This part of our arm from here to here, it doesn't really contribute much, but from your pretty much just above your bicep all the way down to the tip of your finger, the entirety of your arm pulls. Not just your hand, your entire arm pulls. It grabs that water just like you grab a solid surface, like if you've grabbed a pool deck and pushed yourself up, that your whole arm is involved in pushing water backwards, all right? So we want to push water backwards by grabbing that water and then pushing it. It's not a pull, it's only a pull until this point. At this point, it's a push. The other way we do it is with our legs, okay? Our legs want to be nice and stiff. If you've ever, do I have my kickboard here? I should have my kickboard. No, my kickboard's actually inside. No. Here's my Pokoloco kickboard. Here's my kickboard. You want to kick like this. Nice, straight legs. If you want to see what I'm talking about, go to the pool next time, grab a kickboard, put it on top of the water, and just go, just shoot water out of the kickboard. Watch that water shoot underneath your kickboard, okay? If you splash someone, because we used to splash people all the time back when I was a kid, kicking, it was always what you did. I always splashed my brother. He'd always get pissed because I can nail him straight in the face every time. I am a dead shot with the kickboard, smashing water with people. So our legs want to be nice and stiff when they're moving up and down in the water. If you bend the knee, it's just like you're trying to paddle with a kayak that's got a massive joint in it, and it just buckles. It just buckles, and you get no power out of it. It is literally the same thing with kicking. So I like to talk about the kick because the kick is much quicker to explain than the arms. So what I'm seeing here is lots of knee bending, lots of this kind of emotion. So there's a lot of this kind of emotion. So what happens is I'm also developing a theory that people who are new to the sport of swimming, especially those that are triathletes, most come from either a running background or a cycling background. Now, I do not know Rikke's past. I don't know what she's done before this, but humans bend their knees in order to walk. You must bend your knee in order to walk. If you've tried to walk with straight legs, you feel like Frankenstein, and it's just totally awkward. In swimming, we actually do not want to bend our knees. The only time you're going to bend your knees is probably when you're at the 120 to 130 range or faster, because at that point, you have a much better understanding of the water. You're moving much faster. Therefore, you can control bending your knee in order to help propel yourself forward. Up until that point, I very much so recommend that people do not bend their knees. Couple reasons for this. Number one, with your knee bend, you are moving your legs a lot faster than you probably should be. Your legs want to be nice and slow, and they want to be able to push water backwards. So right now, your legs are wiggling around a ton, and quite frankly, they're not giving you any positive propulsion out of this. It's kind of like you're trying to run on ice. Your legs move really, really fast, and you're slipping and sliding around, but you're not really getting anywhere. That's the best kind of analogy that I can describe with the wiggle kick. So, in order to straighten out your kick, you got to start on dry land and then bring it into the water. So let me kind of explain this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the camera down just a little bit. So what you're going to do is you can sit in a chair, you can sit on the ground, sit on with your butt, and then just learn how to kick with your legs nice and straight. Point the toes, just go like this. Lock those knees, nice, easy knee lock. Don't really strain yourself. That's how you're gonna, you're gonna strain your muscles and possibly get cramps, and it's not gonna be fun. So you want to be able to use your hips as the rotation point, not the knees. So this is the wiggle kick. When it's like this, you're kind of just wiggling your knees. Usually the way that you can diagnose a wiggle kick is if you see the knee come up. If you see the knee come up, that is a sure shot sign of the wiggle kick. The other knee bend is when the leg stays still and the lower leg just comes up and down out of the water. When you see the feet stay on top of the water and the knee draws downward, that is the sure shot sign of the wiggle kick. So start on land. You can do this at home, binge watching your favorite Netflix show. Netflix also does not sponsor the stream, but you want to sponsor the stream? Call me. So point the legs, sit on your tush, and just do this for a little bit. Learn how to use your hips as the rotation. You can also roll over on your stomach and do the same thing as well. This is known as the Superman kick. Extremely good core exercise. I can't tell you how much that's going to work your lower back. It's going to be a great overall core exercise. You do these two things, you're going to start getting a really nice toned core. So then when we get to the pool, what we want to do is we want to step this into the pool to where we are able to work on this inside the water, not just do it outside of the water. So what we want to do is we want to start by sitting on the pool edge. You know, grab a kickboard, put it under your bum, sit on the pool deck, do this exercise. Do it for about, when you're at home, about 3 to 4 sets of maybe 20-30 seconds. Start at about 20 seconds and then move up to about 30 seconds. And then honestly, if you really want to go the extra distance, do 3 sets of 1 minute. If you could do 3 sets of 1 minute, you got this down. You're going to have the muscle memory built into your legs when you go to the pool. Also, you're going to have a rocking core. So when you get to the pool, you want to put your kickboard on your deck, sit on your kickboard, and do this. You just do the nice straight legs on the pool deck. So do that for maybe about 20 seconds. You don't have to do this for crazy amounts of time on the pool deck. So sit on your bum, do the straight leg kick on the pool deck. Hop in the pool, grab the pool edge, float your legs out to where your whole body is just resting right on top of the water. Do the same thing. You want to do nice straight leg kicks just like you're doing the Superman leg kicks on land. You want to work on not letting your hips rotate. I know this looks really awkward in a chair, but it's the same motion. You don't want your hips to rotate every time you kick. You want to try and keep those hips nice and square on top of the water. Try and channel that power to where your hips are not rotating that much. So then you kick on the wall for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then you want to push off. In my opinion, you should do a streamline kick. If streamline kick's really hard for you, just do a freestyle kick with. Hold on. I chucked my kickboard too early. Nice freestyle kickboard. Nice freestyle kick with a kickboard. Proper kickboard holding technique. Hands on top of the kickboard. Lay out nice and straight. Don't rotate your lower back down. That's going to pop your legs down. It's going to defeat the purpose of this thing. Just stretch out. Like, you want to pretend that you're just stretching upward, so you can keep your head here, head to the side, head down, and then just take a breath and then put your face down. I recommend you put your face down. That way it's going to better simulate a streamline position. So the best is going to be streamline kick. Next best is holding a kickboard with your face down, kicking like this. Pop your head up, take a breath, pop it back down, kick. And then the next one is just, putting your head up and kicking like this. That's the good. Okay. So you want to do that. You want to do that maybe 4 or 6 25s per workout. So what that's going to do is that's going to help really solidify your legs and make them work for you much better than working against you. And honestly, your cadence, my personal cadence is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. You watch me swim long distances, that's about as fast as I kick. So personally, I like doing a 4-beat kick. You only do 1 2, so 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 for. That's a whole different discussion for a whole different day. But right now, you need to learn how to kick with straight legs. Okay. Next, let's talk about the hesitation. All right. The hesitation is another thing that is really detrimental, because whenever you are not pulling, you are dragging in the water. Okay. Envision you're rowing a boat. So you're rowing a boat, but you pause. Your boat is going to grind to a halt because those oars are in the water and they are just braking you. They are putting on the brakes. Every microsecond, they are not actively pulling water. It's the same thing with our arms. We want to continuously be moving our arms, or we are actively stopping ourselves. So in swimming, we have to envision like we're on a bicycle. On the cycling, you know, on running, we want to run evenly with both. But I kind of see swimming more like cycling in terms of the arm pull, because you want to have a nice, you know, very nice even pressure on both the pedals continuously. When we pull with our freestyle arms, we want to be continuously pulling with nice, steady, even pressure throughout the entirety of the stroke. With cycling, we don't want to go pedal, 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 pedal. It's just not going to work. It doesn't work well. So with swimming, we don't want to do that either. We want to continuously be moving our arms. All right. Now, let me show you the hesitation that is the problem. Right there, 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 there. So there is a definite stop point at the end of each pull. Now, I understand the mentality. You know, Rikke, you are definitely a very neurological swimmer. You are very much so aware and thinking of every single movement you're making. Unfortunately, neurological swimmers don't do very well because they tend to overthink things way too much, and they don't allow their body to just feel the water. Now, I know I might get a little crap for this, because I know that there are some people in the triathlon world, I know that there are big names out there that actively state, you do not need to feel the water. Feeling the water is not important. With my experience, I very much so state you need to feel the water. Swimming, there is a flow in swimming, and once you get in that flow, it is wonderful. I tell you what, there is nothing better than doing a backstroke start and sailing through the air, popping into that water, boom, 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 backstroke. Just the flow of the entirety of a backstroke start is just poetry in motion. So, I'm sorry, I was a backstroker. I can't lie. So what's happening though is you're stopping and starting your pull at various locations throughout the entirety of your stroke. So right there is a big hesitation right there. So number one, we got to get rid of these hesitations. So obviously, when we're pulling underwater, we're pulling water which has more resistance than air. So your stroke underwater will take longer than the recovery over the water. There's two parts of your pull. The pull is underneath the water. The recovery is up and over the water. Your recovery will be faster than your pull, okay? So the idea is you want to try to keep things in sync, but your arm is moving through air and your arm is pulling underneath the water, which has more resistance than air. So it's okay to leave your hand out front. It's okay to hesitate there, but it's never okay to hesitate with your hand behind you. Hand pulls back, comes straight out of the water, goes forward, goes forward, goes forward, goes forward, goes forward, all right? The idea is you don't want both of your hands in front of you, but it's okay to let your front hand set for a fraction of a second. It is okay to hesitate, not leave, but hesitate before you take that next pull. So the way you work this is you got to remember your brain is a computer. You tell your brain, I am going to go swim. This is the swim that you do. So we have to reprogram our brain to do the correct thing. Nothing wrong with you. It's just how the brains work. So what we need to do is I very much so recommend you get a pull buoy. And I have a pull buoy right here. So I recommend you get two things. You get a pull buoy. This is a Team Zoot, or this is a Zoot pull buoy. Honestly, you can get whatever pull buoy you want. A pull buoy is a stinking pull buoy. There's a couple different styles. Make sure if you're a big person, get a nice big pull buoy. If you're a smaller person, you don't have to get a big pull buoy. It doesn't hurt, but it's not necessarily going to be the best thing for you. Just look for the size of it. I like the foam pull buoys. I've used them pretty much my entire career. You can't really go wrong. The other thing you want to buy is a snorkel. Snorkel. If you are a swimmer and you want to get better, I recommend you get a snorkel. Snorkels allow you to focus on your stroke technique and not care about breathing. Just one small side item, though. I personally wear nose plugs whenever I use a snorkel because, by golly, I never figured out how to keep the dang water out of my nose while using a snorkel. I don't know. I just never figured out how to do it. So I use nose plugs for backstroke anyway. So I just figured, why not throw the booger plugs on for the snorkel and call it a day. My snorkel needs to be replaced really bad. That's why I'm not actually putting it in my mouth. It's really disgusting. So anyway, so you wear a snorkel like this. You swim. You don't care about breathing. So what you do is you spend a lot of time pulling, and you spend a lot of time hyper-focusing on not letting your hands stop behind you. Just take time. Just pull back. Go. Out. 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 All right? So that is number one. Eliminate those dead spots. That's going to give you a fair amount of speed right off the bat. Now, next, let's discuss the idea of the hamster wheel. Okay? The hamster wheel theory is a modified theory. It is a ever-evolving theory that I am working on, where swimmers do not pull with a lot of strength. They do not pull with a lot of power. And because of that, they just kind of move their arms and they're just kind of slowly moving forward because they're not really grabbing the water. You have to treat water like it's a solid. You cannot treat water like it's a slippery, slick fluid. If you do that, your arms are going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. If you treat it like it's a solid, things just make a lot more sense. You want to grab that water. I got a desk right here. You want to grab and push. You want to be able to push that water behind you. You do not want to just simply pull. No, you want to grab that water and move it behind you. All right. So looking at your stroke, there's just not really a lot of oomph behind your pull. And the way that I can tell this is that your arms move very slowly throughout the water, and you are not moving forward at a proportional amount to the amount of effort that you are putting into the pull. Now, obviously, if you do not have a lot of arm strength, okay, that's one thing. But what I want to try and get you to pull with more strength so we can kind of eliminate this idea of the hamster wheel, and then you can say, okay, I got to build up some arm strength in order to be able to pull more water. What do I do? Personally, I recommend pull-ups. Assisted pull-ups are going to be your best friend. Pull-ups, they work pretty much every single muscle group that you use in your swimming pool. If you want a best bang for your buck solution to this, pull-ups. Go on Amazon, buy pull-up assist bands. They're very long rubber bands that are really strong. So, like personally, I can't do pull-ups. I suck at pull-ups. You could be a very good swimmer and be very horrible at pull-ups. However, if you do pull-ups, you will become a much better swimmer faster. You're going to work all of those muscles that you use. All of these muscles in this area are the same muscles that you use when you swim, or absolutely the closest you're going to get when you swim. So if you really want bang for your buck muscle workout dry land muscle workout for that, do pull-ups. It's going to be the best bang for your buck. So how do we start learning how to pull with more strength? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to realize that we do not want to pull with spaghetti arms. Okay, pulling with spaghetti arms is like taking your bike crank and using rubber as your bike crank. You're not going to get any stiffness out of it. You're not going to get any strength when you push down. So number one, you got to learn how to flex your arms and make them nice and stiff as you pull. The way I recommend doing this is take your arm, bring it forward, get it shaken out, get it nice and loose. Now you want to flex everything from your tip of your finger all the way to your bicep. Nice and flexy, nice and flexed. Okay, so number one, what we want to do is we want to catch that water. So we take that hand forward, we bring it to perpendicular, and then your elbow is going to come out. And as your elbow comes out, you see my elbow is right here. Scoop, catch the water, elbow comes out. Then as that elbow comes out, that hand draws down to about your belly button. The reason why you want to do this is because when you pull, this is 90 degrees. If you flex your bicep and your tricep, that's going to give you 90 degrees. If you loosen that just a little bit, that's going to give you 110. Everything that I have read, it says that a 110 degree angle is about the best angle to use as your pull. But for a very easy reference, if you bring your hand straight, bring your finger right near where your belly button is, that's going to get you in the ballpark. For us, we want to Tai Chi, learning how to pull with strength. Hand forward, bend the elbow out, squeeze that arm, and come all the way to your belly button, okay? So just kind of do this nice and slow, get used to getting your arm nice and stiff, and engage the arm as you pull. You want to engage the entirety of your arm. Remember, your arm pulls from the top of your bicep all the way down to your fingers. You want to engage the entire arm as you pull. So, right there. So then what you want to do is you want to then get here, brush your fingers past your side, push straight back. Okay? From here to here to here. All right? This is the dry land portion. But then you want to get to where you're just pulling and pushing straight back, flexing those arms the entirety of the way. So then what you want to do is you want to get in the water with your snorkel and your pull buoy. Also, if you want to use swim paddles, you can go ahead. This will help kind of emphasize the idea of pulling with more power. The only thing is, if you're not used to wearing paddles, buy the absolute smallest paddles that will fit your hand. If you wear, like, here's my paddles. Here's my paddles. They are Tier Catalyst. I think they're the 2.0 version. I bought these back in college. You see how much larger they are than my hand? Don't do this. If you're not used to swimming with paddles, do not do this. I guarantee you, if you don't do it right, you will mess up your shoulders pretty badly. Not recommended. Just buy a basic paddle. They make paddles in all different designations. Just go to Amazon, just look up swim paddles, you'll see them. You don't got to buy anything fancy. Probably look to spend maybe around 20, maybe 15 to 25 bucks, somewhere in that range. That'll get you a solid set of paddles. I've literally had these since college. So I still have the original rubber rings or bands on these things. These paddles will last you forever. And trust me, I abuse my equipment very badly. So very much so recommended if you want to go that route. But you want to work on pulling with more stiffness in your arms first, and then start working on pulling with more speed with that stiffness. What's going to happen is eventually you're going to find a little happy medium to where your arms are pulling faster with strength, because you can't just pull fast. If you pull fast, you're going to create kind of like a water wheel effect, to where you're just kind of spinning your arms and you're not really moving anywhere, but your arms are moving really fast, sucking up all your oxygen, making you really winded by the time you finish the 25. So But yeah, those three things are really, really, really good to work on. Number one, stiff legs. Keep the legs moving. Very straight legs. Very relaxed kick. That's going to eliminate. It's going to help reduce the amount of oxygen you burn per revolution of your stroke. It's going to help you kind of keep your oxygen levels longer. You're going to stave off oxygen deprivation. Number two, it is going to actually make your kick somewhat beneficial to your stroke. Your kick in freestyle in reality is maybe about 3 to 7% of your stroke. If you're really good, it's maybe a little over 10. It's not really that much, so you don't want to have them become anchors, but yet you don't want to have them moving so fast they become a liability. So then you want to avoid creating dead spots in your stroke by, when you finish your pull, bring that arm out of the water and just bring it forward, eliminate that dead spot. You're going to be continuously creating more power out of your stroke. And last item is, speaking of power, you want to learn how to pull with power by creating more stiffness in your arms throughout the entirety of your pull. What this does is this allows you to actually grab that water, move it backwards, which will therefore make you go forwards. So anyway, Rikke, thank you very much for posting your video on Pathetic Triathletes Facebook group. And hope you like this video. Like I said at the beginning, if you like what you see and you'd like to donate to the cause, send me a DM or email me at theferrell@gmail.com. I'll get you hooked up with my Venmo account so you can donate whatever you would like. All proceeds go to my triathlon fund and milkshakes for my daughter. Once again, if any of you would like to have me review your stroke technique, just either post it on Pathetic Triathletes group and I'll see it, or email me directly if you want to do more of a private thing. So yeah, I'll tell you exactly what footage I need and we'll get you set up and squared away. So thank you all so much for being awesomely pathetic triathletes, everyone. Continue working hard, and always just remember, we are trying to be just a little less pathetic each day. Until the next time, my friends, thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you next time, and good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.